Hi, so in this video, I will talk about the most common and important concept arc, mutex, and a state. So when we build backend API server, so in that case we mostly heavily use the this concept. So uh, I will I just want to you should to just comfortable with these concepts. So we have I have just added some dependency. You can add your as well. Like first one is the Axum, another is the Tokio. Set is not required here for now. So now if I just go first, I just want to create some simple server, and before you are creating the server, so mostly use so arc mutex and state. So how we can use in this for creating API. So when you create your own API, so this will concept will use. So first you just create the server, simple server. So first import the Tokyo and first run this simple server. Okay, so first like this could be the async and this simple app router, and that is the router, not router is just the composer of the all route we will create. Like here we will create route. So first one slash simple place and set up handler hello get hello handler simple, and here just create the async function he hello, and we are just returning the uh, static string liter. Oh, hello. Hello. Okay. Just returning what is saying. Okay, question mark. And let listener, listen listener is Tokyo network TCP listener bind. What is the port? This would be the local host, and it will be the 3000 I want to run 3000, and it will be the bit and unrep, and it would be served by the Tokyo serve Tokyo I think serve, I think Tokyo. Oh god, one second. Serve Exum I think. Okay, Exum serve, not by Tokyo, it is served by the Exum. Okay, so we can pass here two things. First one is the listener and another is the route, and it will also bait and directly return the value. What is saying? He cannot find function get, so basically it will come from the routing instead of the route, and co- so we can access this. We just create a simple server in the Rust, and when we can run the cargo run, so it will run, and here we can just test it uh, by curl http local host 3000, and where we can say hey, this is hello. We just get a simple server, right? And now I want to explain you first arc and mutex. So arc is just nothing but it is just like here when we use the arc, so basically what happens, so it keep the reference uh, like it will just add the reference count, just will increase the reference count ki how many owner. So like in a normal rust, so we have normal rust we have only every value, every variable have the only one owner, so it can't be more than one. So that's the rule. So when we use arc, so is the atomicity, like it's just increase the count, like it will not do any extra thing. It just increase the count ki how many owner access the same data. So basically it will
It's
have
8:30.
the same data, but it will it will just share the owner. So like suppose we have the take the we can take just if analogy for if I understand. So suppose we have the suppose we have the remote and we have the remote and TV. So remote have the like multiple, multiple people can use it, but only like multiple, that is only not only owner, like multiple people can put the remote, right? Very simple. And uh, so this, I know analogy is not make sense, but it's just like the multiple owner and and but you just increase the reference, and it will it will just reference to the same source. Like suppose we just use the simple column, like suppose we have the some counter, like suppose simple example I just want to show you, we have the string colon, and here we just uh, like hello. So what happened, so when I just write the let g is equal to count dot colon, so basically it will allocate the different, separate memory space, like in heap allocation. So basically it create the very separate but when we use the like this, let g is equal to arc clone, so it will just give the reference. It will just it will just increase the reference, but it will also targeting the same source, like where is the data is store. So it's a very uh, important concept. So like count is just create the separate memory space, say separate allocation in memory, but arc clone is just increase the reference count, like owner on just increase the owner key reference count, and it's just nothing but it's just owner key, like one data source of how many owner of this specific data. Very simple. I hope you understood. So we just define the struct, and here is the I have a sec I just give the name, I have a state, and here just give the counter. So another concept is the mutex. Mutex, if I say mutex is it we just lock the data. So arc is multiple threads, like uh, um, uh, data can be saved by the multiple threads with safely. Data can safely uh, saved by the data. So suppose we can take the example of this, what I can say, like one data, and we can set a mutex is just lock. So at a one time, at a time, so only one user can access data, like multiple, like at the same time we can't access the data, like writing and reading both at the same time. So that we use the mutex. So basically it will just log the data. So basically some other thread is just uh, mutate the data, so it will first log the data, and then it can mutate, so other can't is access it, right? And it can't other thread or other owner, like multiple owner, so other owner just let's just bait, so bait, and it will just who is lock the data, so it will just update, and then it will come back, and next who is the next owner, and it will just mutate or do stuff. So this is just log the data. So we can, so here we can pass the what is the type. So basically I just want to put, okay, want to get anything here you can put. So it's just the mutex, and so we can just create the simple state, and we can pass like simple state, we can just pass like arc is just it just increase the count. So like we have the handler. Suppose if we don't use the arc, no, so basically if we just pass, so when data is moved like multiple threads. I don't think so here we do anything, but suppose we have the multiple threads, so we by do a stop, so we lose the, like suppose we have the some routes have the running on this, another thread is running, just checking the suppose key like application is running on like health cases. So I'm not going on that, but for now, like suppose arc is just used for the like for safely safely share the data. So arc now doing is just increase the reference count, like same data, like here is the just see, here is the data I have state, but it would be shared by the it would share by the safely. So here is the mutex, and like here new, and here the data would be the 0, like by default would be the 0, and here we can share the with a state, and here we can pass the state, and now we want to access it. So it is saying, hey, arc failed to resolve the use of arc, so you should to use the you should import the arc, and here you can use the uh Tokio. I think that would be the mutex, I think. uh so we can use like we can also import from the std for mutex, but for async work, so if I use directly from the std, so it will like block the data, like blocking, like it not, but Tokio is asynchronous runtime, so basically we can synchronously use that mutex. It will not block the uh, you know uh, data. So in that case we just use the uh, uh, data. So like mutex, so it will the synchronous, so be using the Tokio synchronous runtime synchronously. So here we just importing. Maybe you can think, hey, this is a sync, but not message passing, right? Okay, so very simple thing, and if I just run and just show the result, like just see the output. And now just main thing, just I just want to show you, we will create the some route, so you will more familiar with it, ki how you can do like in actual when you create your API, so how you can do this. So basically we just simple API just created, a simple route just created, and now we just for understanding how we can use the app state, so basically we will just create the some counter. So we will just hit the API, so it will count like increment, and here we can use the state will come from the extract, and data you just pass the like data, and its type would be the type would be the like what would the type. So this would be the arc, and and that would be the state, and we just returning the like simple uh JSON, and you 32, or maybe you what is the types you want to it, and we can, okay, that is not you want it, so basically we just return, and here we can just mute, and what is the uh, state, that is the state, and first before accesses, first lock the data state dot oh, that is not, data dot counter dot log dot await dot unwrap, I think not. So it will also mutex, it will keep the actual return, it will the mutex guard, otherwise it will keep the, I think, implement future. So for that we use the like await, so it will just return a mutex. So basically we can just access it by giving the asterisk star, if if we can say anything, but like like that's a star, or maybe asterisk, and plus is equal to 1, it will just increase the thing, just increase the counter, and maybe you can give the name of the counter instead of this counter counter, and here we can return the JSON counter, and it is saying, hey, it should be the, it should give the dereferencing means it will actually returning the value, and increment would be the, here you can just add the some routes. So here you can add the route path would be the increment, and here would be the get, and here just just increment, and here is control C and control run, and here you can just run the 3000s increment, so it will return a 1, then 2 1 3 1 4 1 5. And for shape, like it's just counting the mutex, like mutex is just to log the data. So first, suppose we have the multiple threads, so it will first log, and then it will just increase the counter, and then other will just time to come, and it will do the same thing. Suppose another page, suppose we want to decrement the counter, so decrement, and here we can just pass the same thing, like here we can just pass the data, and what will be the type. So a state, and would be the type is the arc is just sharing the share the owner, like multiply, just increase the reference count, and arc, and here is the app state, and here we just returning the JSON u128, and here we can see let mute, and see let counter is equal to data dot counter dot log dot wait, counter, and JSON, here we can return the counter. And if you just see the route, and here decrement get, and decrement, if I just do it same thing, and it will decrement the counter, like first increment, and another is the decrement. So basically we can do this de decrement, so basically it will return 3 to 1, last is equal to 0. And another, we can just create the async, like suppose I just want to give access the actually like counter. So here we can just take same two stuff, like data, data, what is the type, the state, and it will be the type would be the, like we are sharing the reference count, so arc, and here with the step state, and it will be the returning JSON, and it is a type 128. And what would be returning, like we just returning the data. So first we should the first uh, log the data, like first data dot counter dot log dot await, and here we can directly return the counter, so JSON, and here we can return the counter, and yeah, so here we can directly access the data. So route, and here slash counter get, and here we can just ask the counter, and now if I just go here, control S and control C, so basically now you can decrement, basically it is saying hey, you can't you can't do it. So what is this? So I counter, so it is saying hey, counter is a 0, and if you just increment, so it will just increment the count, increment 2, increment 3, increment 4, increment 5, and counter. So by the counter it will show the 5, right? So I hope you understood. So basically what is happening, so three things. First one is the arc. Arc is nothing but it's just the sharing the uh, ownership, like share the data, uh, and it's we can understand like that it just share the like it just increase the reference count, and reference to the same source, like same source where is the data is in the heap, right? So it just reference the same source, but it is just increase the reference count, and it reference count nothing but just owner, like we must that specific data have the like number of owner, so that is the owner of that specific particular data. So it will just increase the reference count, and that is the owner of that specific data. And for the updating and mutating the data, so for that we use the mutex. Mutex is nothing but it just log the data and it will wait, so it will just first update it. So suppose you have the this another thread and it is another thread. So basically uh, uh, so first it will first log, and if we log the data, so it will update, and another that time, so it will just suppose another thread, it will just wait and it will do stuff. Or might be, this is synchronously, so it will just wait, and another just, this all is running on the single thread, so it will just wait, and then it will just do stuff there, like mutate the data, and then done. So then it will come and then it will do the same work. So this is a thing. The mutex is nothing but just log the data. I have a state, like a stating is here, you can see state is just a state. So basically we can just sharing the state, and here you can see we can use the with state. So basically we have the state and we can share the data to all the routes, and this is increment, and we can just directly return it. Just okay, that's all about. Thank you.